I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See the superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. I keep modeling, baby. ATLD. I put the spotlight on your city. Carolina, Philly. I put the spotlight on your city.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spotlight Over the City. I'm your host, Stan Long, along with my lovely, super duper co-host. You know Dana's missing, but guess who's filling in? Wifey herself, Mrs. Long.
Hey,
give it up,
everybody.
give it up, give it up, give it up.
It's Thirsty Thursdays.
It's Thirsty Thursdays?
Yes.
Okay. Well, guess what? We have an amazing show for you guys today. Guess who's on the show?
I heard.
Well, who is it? Let me see
We
what you
pulled
know.
some rabbits out of our hat.
Man, we pulled some rabbits out of the hat.
We
got
the
one
two
and only.
hottest females in the DMV.
You better know
in
it.
the building.
Tell them one more time what we got.
The two hottest females in the DMV.
So hot,
Point
I'm sweating
blank,
all the way up here. They
period.
got me sweating on the stage. I'm so hot. That's how hot they are. We got Micheline herself, Miss Micheline Bowman. Let's get it all the way together. Of Meet Me Monday.
And y'all say it right. It's Micheline. It's not Michelle.
What is it again?
Micheline.
Okay, I like how you said that.
Yes.
Okay, so we also have the one and only, the super duper. This woman right here, she needs no introduction, but because she's first time to Spotlight, we'll introduce the one and only Tressa Azarel. Did I say Azarel? Smallwood. We're going to talk about that Azarel when you get up here, too. So we have an amazing show for you guys today, so we're going to speed it up, running a little bit behind. So Spotlight News. First of all, I want to say Black Panther. That's what I wanted to say. Black Panther, you guys, did something amazing. I'm going to talk about that in 1 minute. But, okay, yeah, we'll get to that because I got to skip some stuff because we run out of time. We got to speed it up. Anyway, Black Panther did $700 million in 12 days. Can you say 12 days? 12 days. Give it up for Black Panther.
12.
When I say this is opening up some major doors, you guys, I'm so happy to see this film do what it does. What did I say? I can't wait to see this film. We haven't seen it yet.
We haven't seen it.
But this weekend we're going to see it, right?
We are?
Yeah, we got to. So Black Panther, you guys, $700 million, that's a big deal because let me gauge it for you and show you. Y'all need some paper towels, something up here. Them lights killing. So let me gauge it. The last big film that they did for what is this? What is it called? Not Pixar. You know what I'm talking about.
IMDb.
Marvel. The last big Marvel movie did $770 million, but it took 5 months. 5 months. This one, 12 days, 700. Guess what? It hasn't opened up in Japan or China yet. I said it hasn't opened up in Japan or China yet. Guess what that means? That's one of the biggest markets for Hollywood that's not even tapped into yet. When they open it up in Japan and Hollywood, it's a $1 billion movie. $1 billion movie. I'm so excited about that. So shout out to all the cast, the producers, everybody. Shout out to the soundtracks. All this stuff had a black hand in it, y'all. That's why I'm celebrating, because it had a black hand in it.
How cool are we?
How cool are we?
We are cool.
Super cool.
Yes.
Next up, Big Boy. Guess what Big Boy did? Big Boy went to Stonecrest, right there by my old spot in Atlanta. He went to Stonecrest and he rented out the whole theater, bought the whole theater out, and he took a hospice group. And it was a bunch of hospice people. He took and paid for transportation, the whole nine, got them over there, and got them into that Black Panther film and let them watch that film. How about that?
I love
Is that
it.
not cool? So
I
give it up
love
to Big Boy. Big Boy did his thing.
Super cool.
I like the reason why we do this here is because we know that there's a lot of bad news being reported. But at Spotlight, we like to show what people do on the positive side. There's some things being done in our community that don't get spotlighted. So guess who does it? Spotlight over the city. And so I thought that was a big deal. On to my homie Kevin Durant, because we got to make it quick. Kevin Durant gave $10 million to a program that's geared towards college. It's called a college track program. And what it does is get people geared for college, the young inner city kids who couldn't normally afford a degree or go to college.
Yes.
How big is that?
It.
10 M's.
That's just super.
And so your president got in his feelings because he had invited Golden State. I mean, not Golden State. You know what I'm talking about. To the White House, Kevin Durant and them. And my man didn't want to go.
Who? Steph Curry?
Steph didn't want to go.
He said
he declined.
Have several
so
seats.
your president
Trump.
got in his feelings and decided, well, the hell with all y'all. None of y'all can't come. That's it. I'm sick of this. So guess what they did? They went down to see Pleasant and grabbed some youngins up and went down to the Black African American Museum and did a whole day with the kids instead of going to the White House. How about that? When I say that was the better choice, that was an amazing choice. So shout out to Katie, man. Katie doing some big things in the community. And Katie also, shout out to Wanda, too, for producing such a wonderful human being. You know why I like Kevin? Kevin Durant is one of the most humble people that I've ever known. Kevin Durant is also one of the biggest one of the biggest stars in the game, but you wouldn't know because he's so humble. You know what I'm saying? So when he comes back and gives to the community, and he's done it a lot. He even gave Jimmy Rod. Remember he gave the Jaguars, the team that he played for around here. I remember when he was running around playing for the Jaguars, like 13. He gave $100,000 check back to them recently, I think it was last year, for their efforts, program, just for the program to help out Joyce Tillman. Shout out to Joyce too. She's doing better. So shout out to her. On to the show. We have a lovely show. We're gonna get right to it. Up next, we have.
So, baby, you didn't want to say anything about you joining AARP recently?
You tried.
Nothing.
Cuz, get her, cuz.
I mean, I didn't.
What she just said.
I didn't want people to
not.
I didn't want people to not recognize my husband's new membership.
Listen, I told you I was sending it back.
He just turned 50, and he is
Happy
amazing.
birthday to me. I turned 50, and guess what? Micheline, all y'all came out to party, and when I say we had an amazing party, my wonderful wife surprised me with a birthday party of life. I mean, people as far as Miami, all over the place came on a Thursday. On a Thursday, house was packed, right, Micheline? Packed house on a Thursday, with no invites, no nothing, just private party, and it was a wonderful party. Thank you, wifey.
You're welcome.
Loved it. It was totally amazing. Then she took me to Hawaii.
Yes,
right?
she
and
did.
We had an amazing time in
She
Hawaii.
did.
Hawaii is expensive as a mug, but we had a great time there.
And I hope I'm pregnant.
Oh yeah, she says she.
I mean, we're senior
babe,
citizens,
babe,
but I hope
babe.
I am.
Babe, that's not what we doing.
I said I hope.
So no. Anyway, we're not doing that right now.
I can hope.
So anyway, you guys, we got a great show coming up. I can't wait. This guest coming up is amazing. Miss Tressa Smallwood, I can't say enough about her. We're going to go to a clip. The movie Secrets. I watched it on BET a billion times.
Good.
And when I tell you this is a wonderful movie, I'm not just saying that because she's in the building. We actually watched the movie several times.
Yep.
We even went to the premiere.
Yes, we did.
And supported the film. But after that, we came and we watched it when it aired on BET, and we recorded it. So if you have not seen Secrets, I suggest that you definitely figure out how to get to that movie. We're gonna get her to let you know how you can get your copy or get your to view it on. Yeah, I think you can download it on. It's
on iTunes.
On iTunes. Make sure you guys do that because when I tell you
it's on my DVR. If y'all want to come by, get some fried chicken or whatever, I have it on my DVR.
We're gonna charge at the door for that though. We're gonna charge. We're gonna have the whole city come. So anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna go to the clip. Jacob, you got that clip for me? That's my man. Shout out to Jacob too. Listen Vision, the whole Listen Vision family. We'll be right back. Spotlight.
I want to make a New Year's resolution that we both work hard to be the partner that the other one deserves.
That's all I ever wanted.
You know, Secret got married young and fast. So you never got a chance to experience life. Find out who you are, more or less who she is.
I mean, I'm not even the same person I was when we first met. I just feel like I'm outgrown. You know what? I deserve the perfect woman.
I'm not interrupting you, am I? Very nice to meet you too, Victoria. Well, you are a very lucky woman, Secret. Keep playing with me like I'm stupid. You know that what we're doing is dangerous, right?
Dangerous?
Very dangerous.
Good.
Who is the jewelry for, Tehran?
I'm about to sit here and explain myself to you.
You know what you're doing?
You got something you want to tell me, Kurt?
Gotta evolve.
Don't touch me.
I am not going to stand here and fight you over a man who has clearly made his choice. Do you think he just woke up one day and decided he didn't love you anymore?
Don't keep the wrong secret from him.
Please tell me you don't know what she's talking about.
Can we go somewhere?
Cause baby, you're my secret, my dirty little secret. So don't tell.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we got a +1. The one and only. Let me get this right. This introduction is so thorough. I had to write this one down. This one's serious. The award-winning book publisher, movie producer, three movies by the way. This one is on BET Secrets, and the co-owner of Mega Minds Media. I like the title too. Mega Minds Media, and also the book company.
Life-changing books.
Life-changing books. The one and only Tressa Azarel Smallwood.
Yay!
It's a pleasure to have you. It's a pleasure to have you. It's a pleasure to have you.
Yes.
So, Mrs. Azarel, we got you in the building. Yeah. Now, this woman right here, I gotta take my glasses off. This woman is the most jet-setting, running around Miami to LA, down to this and that woman that I have seen in quite some time. I'm very proud to have known this woman, to have met this woman, to have did anything with this woman. Excuse me, y'all, I'm burning up. The reason why is because she pushes, and the energy that she gives you, you can't help but to want to do better. Right, like just being in her presence makes you say, you know what? I gotta step my game up. I gotta bring it up a little bit more. Yes. I gotta go a little harder. Because that's who Tressa Smallwood was. So guess what? I want to know one thing. Who is Tressa Smallwood?
Oh, man. The easiest way to describe who I am, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a go-getter, God-fearing woman. And I'm just want to make things happen.
And you are doing just that. So let's get right to it. What made you decide to write your first book?
You know, that was a
school
fluke
teacher,
for
right?
me. Yeah.
So let's back it up a little bit.
Yeah.
School teacher, making a decent salary, decided, not so much teacher. What brought on that decision, and then what made it books instead of some other avenue?
Yeah, so it literally was just not my plan. That was God's plan, obviously, because when I started teaching, I had just gotten a master's in education. So I thought I was going to be teaching for a long time to come. And I only taught for 3 years. I ended up getting pregnant 3 years. I ended up getting pregnant with my daughter, Bailey, who is now 16. Y'all pray for me, everybody out there who has a 16-year-old, okay?
Been there, girl. Been there, done that.
Yeah,
right. That's that stage, right?
Oh, my goodness. Yes. So at the time, the doctor said, you have to go on bed rest for 6 months. You're having some issues with your pregnancy. And I'm thinking, like, 6 months on bed rest, you got to be kidding me. So my husband was an entrepreneur already. I was tired of seeing him run around, not having to get up and punch that clock, but I had to punch the clock. Right. Even though I loved working with children, it was just a difference in watching the life of an entrepreneur. So when I went on bed rest, it was like, okay, I can either flip the remote for 6 months or I can do something great worth my time. I had a family member who worked at a correctional institution. Okay. And she would come over and sit and talk to me about all these crazy stories that were happening at the prison. So I'm like, well, that's real crazy. I think I could write a book about that. So I wrote this book, not thinking I was going to publish it. But eventually, with time, you're just sitting there. I was able to pen the novel in like 3 months. Wow. So I still had more time.
So you actually penned the novel?
Absolutely, while on bed rest.
Really?
Yep, I was like, okay, let me get it down.
Wow.
So as soon as I delivered my daughter, I said, you know what, I'm going to really learn how to publish it and put it out, which was a whole nother world because self-publishing was not popular back then. Right. Okay. So I, went through the motions to find out how to do it correctly, put the book out, made $40,000 in the first 2 months, and I was like, I'm not going back to work.
Hello.
Because, as a school teacher, you just, I had a master's making $42,000 a year. Yeah. But I just made $40,000 in 2 months with one book. So
with one book.
That was it for me. So when you say, why books, it was just something that I decided to do, and then I fell in love with it and said, all right, this is my new life.
Wow.
Okay. So then fast forward a little bit, all of a sudden films show up.
Yeah.
So how did you make the transition from books and now we're going to make some movies?
So it was a natural transition for me because if you think about it, with movies, everything is about content. So in the African-American community, in terms of independent films, there are not a lot of them. I heard you guys over here shouting about Black Panther, which I've been shouting about as well.
Yes.
But there are Black Panther type movies. Then there are girls trip type movies. Then there are independent movies like Secrets, and then there are the movies that are so fuzzy. You're like, well, what are they doing? Who is that?
Right.
So I said, I don't want to make the fuzzy movies.
You don't want that.
That's
I want to,
enough.
I was like, I want to make the real movies that can actually get a check from a licensing deal, that can go on Netflix, that can get on TV. And so for me, I was like, all right, now that I have all of this content, movies, that's what's next. Wow. And so in that movie world, people look for companies that have lots of content. They don't want you to do one movie and then it's a one-hit wonder.
Mm-hmm. So let me show you her aggression. She goes from the school teacher aspect. She transfers into being an entrepreneur. You have to have a spirit for that, first of all. Everybody's not built to be an entrepreneur. She goes from that level, and then she decides to transfer to films. But not only did she transform to the books, she formed a company, right? And decided to publish other people's books, right? So tell us, how did that go as far as the transitioning from, okay, I wrote a book. Okay,
Absolutely.
So now I became so thorough at it, I want to produce other books.
Yeah. So, because for me, there is the art of producing books, scripts.
Mm-hmm.
That's an art. But anytime you take it to the next level and you need to make money from it, it's now a business.
Right.
I feel like I'm far better on the business side than I am on the art and creative side. So people have to figure out, what's your lane. Right. Are you good at creating? Are you good at the business part? You can be great at both, but what lane are you going to roll in? You have to figure out your level of expertise. And so now for me, of course, I was able to launch life-changing books from a book that I wrote, but then starting to publish the other authors gave me the platform where I could eventually have companies where Barnes & Noble, Walmart would say, what books do you have? If I just had only my book, they're not interested in me because it's like, it's just you.
So when you created this pool,
right,
then it's more to shop from.
Exactly. So now, both books and movies, it's like, oh, who's this little girl who's doing this stuff? She has all this product. And that's how you kind of build an empire.
And these are fiction books, right? Or nonfiction?
So most of them are fiction. They're a little raunchy, y'all, just to be clear.
But that's cool.
Okay, they're a little raunchy.
That seems to be what people are
raunchy.
interested in.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But, over the years, because of the recognition of the company, I was able to take on a few nonfiction projects that had a lot of notoriety. Like my first New York Times bestseller was from a nonfiction project. So I had been publishing, crazy books for years, and all of a sudden I ended up, putting out a nonfiction project. We sold 40,000 copies in 2 weeks. And I'm like, first time being a New York Times, so.
That's what you call hustle. That's what you call hustle. It takes a lot. Trust me, it's not easy to do that right there.
That's why we need to ride yachts and stuff in the meantime.
But doesn't it help your thinking process to be around the water?
All I need,
I just want to
water
sit there
and my
think.
laptop. That's all I need.
It's something about that water. When we was in Hawaii, I sat out and just looked out on the beach and just gazed at the water. It gives you
because your wife knew that that's what you needed.
I knew that's what he needed.
You did, didn't you, baby?
You
did that.
She just a piece of advice. She will always know what you need.
That's right.
You know
so
what,
you
Tressa?
can't get rid of
I
me.
need to keep Tressa around for good advice. You know what? So Tressa, when you made this transition to the, what makes you decide when you look at some books? What makes you decide this one makes a better film?
I want that one.
Than that one.
So with Secrets, that's that was based off of a book called Secrets of a Housewife.
Right.
Because that was my first project, I said, all right, let's take a book that will speak to the masses. Secrets deals with relationships, infidelity, forgiveness. Those are the things that we all deal with in life. It doesn't matter if you're married, not married. It doesn't matter if you're looking for love, if you just got out of a relationship. Everybody could relate to Secrets. Yep. It's number 1 on iTunes right now too, y'all.
Y'all make sure y'all check
it
is such a good movie.
When I tell you, you can't go wrong with this one. This is one that you can watch with your mate, and you can actually sit there and get some nuggets from it, and it's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
You appreciate them too, right?
But let me tell you something. When we were at the premiere, because it was somewhere down in D.C., right?
Mm-hmm.
I was side-eyeing him just because I started thinking about stuff, and it had nothing to do with him.
Right.
But I started being like, that's how y'all are. And then he's like, it's a movie, but that's how good it was.
Yes.
It made me, like,
Like,
Yeah.
It's that. Yeah.
it's
About to
good.
get beat up in the movie theater.
She can't watch it anymore. That's it. You banned from the movie.
So that was good though for my first project.
Mm-hmm.
But the second movie that I filmed is called All In with Little Mama, Rob Riley, Elise Neal, Jim Jones. Totally different project.
Now Jim Jones, rapper Jim Jones.
Yes, and he did such an amazing
He did
job. He
Shout
was
out Jim
really
Jones.
good. He plays a thug.
Oh well, he just was himself.
Surprise.
Jim Jones came and he didn't even get dressed for it or nothing. He just showed up and was like, "I'm here."
He was really, really good, you know.
Yeah.
So, but that's a movie that will come out this summer, but totally different from Secrets. It's coming from the perspective of growing up in the hood, trying to figure out a way out, and not necessarily wanting to work a 9 to 5 for the rest of your life, or not wanting to live. Like, you know, people have different aspirations and goals, and sometimes you just get caught up because of your zip code.
It happens. I bear witness. Yeah. So let's get back to it a little bit about the transitioning. How different is it writing a book from doing a script, like for a movie, a screenplay? What's the big difference between the two, and which one is the most difficult, in your opinion?
Yeah, I feel like writing the book is more difficult because it's more detailed. And that's, let me say this, if you're writing a fiction book. It's more detailed, right? Because when you're writing a movie, you have to tell a story. When you're writing a fictional project, you have to tell a story. So if you're writing a nonfiction book, let's say you want to inspire someone, you want to do a self-help book, that's totally different. But for somebody who's developing a story within a book, it's much more difficult. You have a longer time that you have to write it, because you're talking about at least 250 pages if it's a well-developed fictional project. With a script, it's like, all right, let me figure out what the beats are, and let me put this into a 3-act structure, and it's done. The hardest part for both book and script is staying committed. Yes. Most people don't want to stay committed.
Yeah, because life happens, and you have to really dedicate yourself to it. Like, you have to say, I'm going to carve out certain times, and I don't want disturbances. I don't want anything, and I got to get this done, and give yourself a deadline. Yeah. That's something I learned from you. You have to just...
Yeah, I don't play games with that. Like, literally, somebody needs to... I need to see blood if you need me during the time that I'm working. Like, what's wrong with you? Is there anything else?
Seriously serious.
Is there anything that we can do to patch you up and stuff?
Yes.
All right, so you want to ask one of these questions? You want to ask a question?
Sure.
Okay.
So what has been some of your biggest challenges with films, especially as a Black woman?
Funding.
Yeah.
Funding?
Yeah. Funding always.
Getting the funding. Yeah. Getting the money. Getting the money.
Yeah. I'm shooting
backing,
3 new movies in 2018. So we're going to film in May, we're going to film in September, and we're going to film in November.
Wow, that is...
So are you filming local? All of these are local?
All of these are local. You know, the DC Film Office, they give moolah for filming here. You know, everyone runs to Atlanta and LA to film.
That was my next question.
Yeah, because of the tax credits. But in DC, there are tax rebates, which is better than a tax credit.
We have to talk.
Yeah, so you got to get your movie done, because
I got to get the screenplay. I got to.
Yeah, we should be filming at the same time.
I talked to her and Jamal. Shout out to Jamal here. When I talked to these two, I was like a little child. Like, I just felt like I was really excited, and then when I got off the phone, I was like, "You have to start over."
But you got this. You have a good story. You have a good.
Yeah, I have to revamp.
That's the key, having a good story from the start. Because revamping is not a problem if you have good content.
Right.
Some people just say, oh, this person's doing a movie, that person's doing a movie, that's the new thing, I want to do it, but then they don't have a real story.
Right. Well, this man has a real story.
Yes, he does.
Just so you know, FYI.
Yeah, I have to redo it. It's too real. So anyway, I have to do some things to my story. But this young lady helped me a lot. I took a class with her and Jamal, and when I tell you it was well worth the class, because I learned so much, not just about writing, but just about life, and just being dedicated, and just being a professional. Yeah. You guys are very professional, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate
you
too.
So what projects do you have next? We know we got the movies coming up and all that kind of stuff. Anything else you want to talk about before we...
Yeah, so Sinners Wanted is a project.
We didn't talk about Sinners.
Yeah, Sinners Wanted is a project that we just took to Sundance, and we also took it to LA for the Pan African Film Festival. It's going to be in New York. You know, if people just go to my Instagram page, you can kind of see all the different places that we're going to be. But we have a lot of screenings coming up over the next couple of months.
So are you finished shooting All In?
Yeah, All In is in post production and editing now, so we're getting
Gotcha.
ready to sell that, decide where that's going.
Ain't that a good feeling?
Yeah,
And you know you can do it over and over and over again.
absolutely.
And there's no age to it, as long as you can do this.
I'm
Or talk through the thing and then
listen,
type for you whatever you need to do.
I'm so excited right now. I don't know what to do.
The sky's the limit. The sky's the limit for this team right here. And when I say team, I say that because some of the people that you have around you, I see how supportive they are and
Yeah, I
how
have an
amazing
It's
they are.
important to have
Yeah,
a great team.
absolutely.
Teamwork makes the dream work. I believe in that.
I wouldn't be
Yes,
able
for
to do
sure.
it without my team.
Without your team.
Yeah, because I meet people all the time. They're like, "Oh, I got this. I can do it myself," and I'm like, "No,
You can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
And it's not the same. So
It's-
that's why when you see a movie and it's like the camera shaking and the lights a little fuzzy, you're like, you try to do it all by yourself
You tried it.
You tried it.
instead of hiring the people. And sometimes it costs money. People are afraid to spend money.
Yeah.
When I did my first movie, I hired everybody that I hired to work on Secrets. They lived in another state, and I paid for them to move to DC with me for 6 weeks.
Wow.
But it was so worth it. Like,
It was worth
you know,
it.
if you're gonna do something, then invest the money and make sure it's right.
Right.
Because if if you're trying to be cheap and
get what you pay for.
yeah, you're like, oh, I'm only gonna spend this little bit, or I don't want to pay him this amount of money to, like, all my mentors have been paid, but it's worth it now.
Right. Exactly.
So if you had one thing to say to your up and coming author or movie maker, what would be your best advice for that particular person?
I would say learn your craft. Most people try to do things because they see what other people are doing, and it just doesn't work out. You know, they believe in, number one, the microwave sensation now. Like, oh, I'm gonna just do it just like this,
happen.
and it's done. And then they believe in social media too much. Don't believe everything you see on social media. We only
Man.
post the pictures that we want you to see. Okay, you didn't see me crying when the check didn't come in. You
Right.
didn't see me crying when the camera crew, didn't show up. We don't post those kinds of things.
Right.
So,
Right.
but
Yeah.
people just tend to believe that. And then they're like, oh, yeah, she just put out 3 movies in a year and a half, and I'm going to do the same thing, not understanding what my life is like or what it took to do that.
And it takes a lot of grind to do that, and dedication and teamwork and people and connects and
Yeah.
people, it takes a lot. And when you make it look so easy, that's what make people say, oh, I got this. I
Yeah.
can do that. Because you make it look so easy.
Yeah.
But
not understanding that, hey, like, nobody has time to put on there when things go wrong. You're not on your phone when things go wrong.
Right.
You're somewhere
Right.
crying and praying.
Right, exactly. So give us all your information. We need to get in contact and let us know where we can get the movie and
Absolutely.
the whole 9.
So follow me on social media. The name is the same across all platforms. It's at CEO Azarel, and I'll spell the Azarel part AZAREL. Of course, I want you to download Secrets on iTunes.
Make sure you do that.
Do that.
Download the
Yeah.
movie Secrets. It's with an S, right? Secrets.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's Secrets.
Download the movie Secrets on iTunes.
Secrets,
when
like
I
the
tell
deodorant
you
with an S on the end.
Yeah.
when I tell you you're gonna love it, it's a movie that you'll definitely probably want to watch more than once.
Yeah.
I
I would
agree.
say that.
And
I agree.
for the people who are thinking about producing a movie, writing a book, if you go to trestaazarel.com, there you can get access to, like, the free classes that I have, and just start to learn. And even if you're not learning from me, learn from somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Learn from multiple people, but don't step out there unless you're getting the knowledge. Because if you don't do it the right way, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
Well, I figure you're one of the best in the business from this area. At least I can say you're leading the craft. And so,
Yes.
shouts
I appreciate
to you
y'all so
and
much.
salute
So
to you.
super
Thank you
proud,
for coming.
though.
Very
Thank
much
you so
so.
much.
Very
I
proud.
appreciate
Very,
y'all
very
for the
proud.
support. I
So
really do.
super proud. And before you go, I just want to say that you and your sister remind me so much of me and my sister. And I was like, look at me and Cheryl. I don't know if you've ever seen her and Tam on anything, but they
Yeah, I
are
see
like
them
me.
together and
They are
do
just
stuff
like me and
together,
Cheryl.
Yeah.
They are just like that.
She's
and
my
I love
biggest
it.
supporter.
I
And
love
shout out to
it.
her too with
I
her
love
boutique
it.
and
Yeah.
Tam, right?
Yes.
And
Have
so
the
we
best
have to get out of here
clothes.
because we got another guest. I hate to let you go, but I
My
had so many
sister
other
friend.
things to ask. But maybe you have to come back. How about that?
I will.
Yeah.
I'm coming
Yeah,
back
she
when
has
we.
to come back when you do
Yes.
your next up and coming thing, so we can get.
Yeah,
Well,
so
not
you
only
can let
that,
us know
we're gonna
that.
come back when we work,
Once
and
we
we're gonna
get that
we're gonna be
screenplay
filming your movie.
That's what we
That's
gonna
right.
be
We gotta hold him to a
Right.
date. We gotta put
I'm
a
on it.
deadline.
I told
on
him, I said, you know what? I'm going to stay on it.
Yes.
I'm going to
Yes,
stay on
I'm
it
gonna
because
definitely make that happen.
I am not. I will admit, I am not a novel reader.
Right,
okay?
right.
But I read this book before I knew this knew him as
Yeah.
like my husband, and I read it in 2 days.
Yes.
My 70-some-year-old mom reads no books. She read it in 2 days because once you get in it, it's like, ooh, I want to see what happens, and you don't want to wait. So you can read that book in 2 days, and when his movie comes out, y'all, it's going to be amazing.
You the best wife.
She really is. I'm
You
serious.
you're my
like,
number one. I had to say that. I'm just looking at you like I'm really blessed. So anyway,
Yes, you are.
Instagram. Did you give out your Instagram?
Yep, it was CEO Azarel.
Yep.
CEO as Azarel. Make sure.
Yeah.
I didn't get to ask you about that Azarel. That's your writer name?
Yeah, I wrote. Remember I thought I was going back to be a school teacher again, so I couldn't go back.
So you was ducking.
Yeah, I was like, no, wait a minute. I wrote all this craziness in this novel. I can't go back and teach somebody's 5th grader.
Ain't that it? They be like,
They're like,
they gonna side eye.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Smallwood.
Right.
Anyway, give it up once again for Trusting Smallwood, man. We appreciate you coming on Spotlight Over the City so much.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back. We're gonna go to that Secrets clip one more time and lead her out. Spotlight.
I put the spotlight on you.
I want to make a New Year's resolution that we both work hard to be the partner that the other one deserves.
That's all I ever wanted.
Secret got married young and fast. So you never got a chance to experience life. Find out who you are, more or less who she is.
I mean, I'm not even the same person I was when we first met. I just feel like I'm outgrown. You know what? I deserve the perfect woman.
I'm not interrupting you, am I? Very nice to meet you too, Victoria. Well, you are a very lucky woman, Secret. Keep playing with me like I'm stupid. You know that what we're doing is dangerous, right?
Dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Good.
Who is the jewelry for, Tehran?
I'm about to sit here and explain myself to you.
You know what you're doing?
You got something you want to tell me, Kirk?
Gotta evolve.
Don't touch me.
I am not going to stand here and fight you over again. It's clearly your struggles. Do you think he just woke up one day and decided he didn't love you anymore?
Don't keep the wrong secret from him.
Please tell me you don't know what she's talking about.
After me! Let me go somewhere.
Cause baby, you're my secret, my dirty little secret. So don't tell.
Micheline is on fire. She's the dot that's connected, and she keeps taking us higher. Posting and speaking, don't forget it. She's blazing. Monday's locked when she's on the scene. What she's doing to the world is crazy. So give it up one time for Micheline. For Micheline, na na na. Oh na na. Give it up for Micheline. Oh na na na. Oh na na na. Oh na na na.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Spotlight Over the City with another +1. We keep adding them. You see that?
Yes.
Give it up for the one and only Micheline Bowman.
In the house.
Man, let's start off. First of all, this is family. So
Yes.
welcome. She's
Wait a minute,
back in
first
the
of all,
house. This
yes.
is family, y'all.
Family.
Join my decade.
Family.
Yes, I
He's
just joined
joined
the
my
50-50
decade,
club,
yes,
y'all. How about
yes.
that?
We were at her party, remember?
Yes, we were.
Which one?
Your 50th.
At Sobeys. Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
We
see,
had
we had a great
fun
time.
Couple years ago.
time,
We had a great time.
That was super
So
fun.
I'm gonna just slow down and let you keep on going past me. You
Well, yeah, I'll be 55.2. I'll just say this year.
And don't look a
Hey,
day
you look
older
good,
than
though.
35.
You look good.
So you got to tell me what the secret is.
Tell it to the bones. The bones know. You can do it. We can fix all this.
I say
but,
that all the time. I say you can fix all of this, but when them knees and stuff start hurting,
Yeah, because let me tell you what happened. Her old butt at the party trying to bust it down and drop it like it's
I wasn't
hot.
trying,
And then
I
need it icy
did.
hot when we in Hawaii.
Now, see,
we can't even go
you
out
tell
because
me.
we can't even
icy
be
hot.
romantic
I'm
because
like,
the icy
you
hot
smell like
smells
Ben
so
Gay.
bad.
Like, I'm like, you know what? This too much, man. Like, you got to get it together, man.
Y'all mess.
So anyway, we got company, baby. We got
Okay,
company.
okay, all right.
Back to the guests. Micheline
Yes, Stan.
does a lot. First of all, when you came up, you had the one and only London Savoy,
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Sony artist. She came through, did her thing. Shout out to London. Then I don't know if we can talk about your long upstanding career, but we'll just say
I mean, I can talk a little bit about it, in the television, because
the
a lot of
television-
people know me from that, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I was in television for 27 years until last May, and my position was eliminated. So I have this thing that I tell myself that their elimination was God's elevation.
Yes.
Because it
like that.
opens up
Yes.
a totally new mindset, a new world, something I guess he knew I had in me, but I didn't believe in me. I was trying, dibbling, dabbling on the side. And then I prayed on it literally in December of 2016. And then I said, I can't be there in June of 2017. And I was let go in May.
Wow.
And
Look at
from
God,
that
though.
moment, I have not stopped.
Look at
so
God,
I say their
man.
elimination was God's elevation, and
Yes.
I just keep going. And people don't know your struggle, and sometimes you don't know until you're forced to have to struggle and step back and figure out what is your next thing. And I told myself that my next move will be my best move, and I'm not going to stop.
I love it. So you never really know how strong you are until you have to use your real strength, right?
Exactly, and you never know who your true friends are until you get pushed into that
see
corner
that?
either. And
That's
I
a fact.
really don't.
That's
And that's
true
another
fact.
reason why I believe God does things like that, because sometimes we need to be shown who's with us and who's not. And you'll see who's not with you when you fall off or something like that. Because
Exactly.
then where they at? Where your phone not
Exactly.
ringing?
Anything
Where are
that a
they?
person feels they can't grab you about will turn the average non-friend or
In
fake
a
friend
heartbeat.
instantly away from you because they don't have anything they don't have a motive at that
Yep.
point.
That is so true. So that was just God. So
I believe it.
talk about making the transition,
Yes.
from being an employee.
After
something
27
like,
years,
Yeah.
right?
And I am still transitioning, as I say, because you don't just wake up and have it all figured out. I got up with the mindset of getting up, going to work, like, a robot.
Exactly.
You know what time to go to bed, you know what time you got to be to work, what time you got to be in the car. If you don't get to this light, you'll be late. And you know your day by day.
Exactly.
So then the next day when I didn't have to get up at 4 a.m,
You didn't know what to do.
I literally, I just laid in the bed. My body woke up because it was used to a routine. But I said, now you have a new routine and you're on your time. And that time freedom gave me time to actually stop, think about, what does Micheline want to do? For 27 years, I did what I was told to do. Now for my next whatever years, what do I want to do? So transitioning is still a process because I don't know everything. I'm reading, I'm online, I'm asking questions. I'm just trying to figure out how to get it all because I have all these great things in my mind. And a lot of people, they see me out there going, doing, but there's still a part of me that, as Tressa was saying, social media. I'm social, but the media does not need to know everything I'm doing.
That's a
Sometimes the less you talk about what you're doing, the more you get done. If you're on social media all the time, you're really not focusing on you. So there's times I'll go on there, I'll post my little motivational quote in the morning, and then I might get back on at night. But I'm not on there constantly saying, this is what I'm doing, look at me. Not saying that there's anything wrong with it, but I'm saying right now my transition has to be about me and getting me in focus and in line with what I need to do to make a better Micheline.
Wow. So just tell us, what do you feel were some of your greatest accomplishments during that 27-year stint?
Okay, so
Because we know you met a lot of people.
We
in the
do.
whole-
I used to
accomplishments for television, I would say that I was blessed to have even on TV now, Annie Yu. She's an anchor. She was my intern. Let me see. I have two. Yeah, she was my intern. I've had interns that have been writers there, producers there, interns that are reporters on air. So that to me was a great accomplishment. I have an intern that's now a reporter at Channel 7, Annalisa Gale. Wow. I have an intern that's at Channel 9 now. I mean, so seeing students that came to me with like no clue, and knowing that I created an internship program for everyone, and they were now doing what it is they want to do, and they never forgot me. They're like, you know what? You gave me a chance. You helped me. You showed me. You taught me. That to me was like, it's mind-blowing.
And people don't forget.
No, they
and
don't.
So now when you step out there on faith, I believe real heavy on faith. And you step out there on faith and receive things that you already can see coming, then God will, because it says he refreshes others, will himself be refreshed. So now that just means it's your turn, and somebody that you don't know or somebody who you don't expect to help you will show. But you got to know this though, and go forward knowing. That's what I'm telling you. It is
happening. There are things happening to me. I don't believe in coincidence. You are where you're supposed to be.
That's right.
When you're supposed to be there. You meet who you're supposed to meet. And the world is so super, super small. And the fact that you meet different people connected through different people is supposed to be that way.
Yes.
So I tell people, stop thinking that, oh my God, how did I run into you? Because he was supposed to be there. She was supposed to be there.
That's right.
And you figure out the moment when you're together what your connection might be 5 years, 10 years down the road. But everybody in here is connected for a reason.
I believe that.
I met you years ago, not knowing that we would be here where we are today.
Exactly.
But somebody knew.
Yep.
Somebody knew that we would be here. And so I believe that our paths in life is already predestined.
Yeah.
We just have to get up and wake up and live in that moment. And, you know, everything is going to happen for a reason. You learn good lessons and bad lessons from life. But my thing is, you know, I'm just happy to be looked at, not looked down on right now. I got too much going on that I want to accomplish.
I love
So let's talk about Meet Me Monday. This
Yes.
is your baby.
Oh, my gosh.
Right?
I cannot believe this will be the sixth season from 2013.
Really?
This like time
That
flying
was the
because
one
I remember when you first.
I can't believe this.
Mondays.
It was the one and done, you know, and I tell the story back in 2014. That's
Okay,
2004 is when it started. People don't remember. Izora was in Silver Spring on, I think, Georgia and East West Highway. The restaurant closed down, but the vision didn't stop. I just stopped it because the restaurant stopped. And then I started back in 2013 at Society because the guy, he saw me, Society, he said, I remember you. Back in the day, you did this event. What happened? I'm thinking, this is 2013. That's 2004. And he remembered.
Right.
And
so not to cut you off, before we get ahead of ourselves, tell them exactly what Meet Me Monday is, because a lot of people may not be aware.
Right. For those who don't know, so Meet Me Monday, it's MMM, another MMM Tressa, and Meet Me Monday is an opportunity on a Monday for people to get together and have a great time. I like to spotlight businesses. I like to have vendors. I like to have dancing. I like to have music. It's a combination of having a great happy hour on a Monday, interacting, dancing, live entertainment for free. And it has grown because, you know, I'll get celebrity friends that come through. I get book authors that come through. I get a variety of people, and it's every first Monday of the month. And I have not found a location for 2018 yet. I'm relaunching. I'm revamping because it's, you know, it's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I've been going up and down the East Coast with it.
I was saying, you've been doing it out of town sometimes.
Yes.
You guys were in Miami.
You guys were in Charlotte, and in January we're in New Jersey.
Yeah, I remember.
In New Jersey. And this is your sixth season.
Sixth season since 2013. We kicked it back off. And I'm like, the clip you ran, that was like a little bit of all the one from season 5.
Okay.
And so I'm blessed. I mean, I've met some great people, and it gives me an opportunity to bring R&B singers, comedians, people that you have to go pay and see. They come out, and you can enjoy them for free.
Yeah, I can see it growing. It's a young lady. God, I can't remember her name. She used to be on LaFace Records. Shanti Dawes. Shout out to Shanti Dawes. Love Shanti. She is doing something very similar, but she's doing it in Atlanta at Atlanta. It's called Atlanta Live, like Live at the Park, Atlanta. You've heard of it? And I used to film a lot of that down there, and I had access to the green room and stuff like that. So we would go there every first Friday of the month or something to that effect. So what I'm saying to you is that concept can grow so huge because that was the only person we knew in Atlanta that was doing it, and everybody's in Atlanta.
Yes, they
and
are.
so we would be out there. Music Soul Child would pop up and come on stage. Tank, all these people would be there, and this was every month. Every month. And so I see you doing that same thing. We don't have quite that caliber of artists here.
Yes, we do.
Well, well.
Yes, we do.
I don't know. We can say we have what Atlanta has, but.
We have what we're supposed to have, and DC's Rising is coming, and it's up to people who are here to make sure that the spotlight is shined on DC.
Like Tressa.
Yes.
It
right?
is. I mean, that's the thing. People run around.
Exactly.
Exactly. I don't think that you need to run to Atlanta or New York or Chicago, LA, whatever, to make it. I think if you make it in your hometown and you do things in your hometown, it's made. It's made there. You're homegrown, and then the rest just happens to come. It's circular.
Okay, so now Meet Me Mondays, the 6th season. Once you find the location, do you have an idea what the date will be for the new season?
It's normally every April through November, but with my new entrepreneurship, it kind of came so fast. I was like, oh, Meet Me Monday's supposed to start in April, and people are texting me and like, what's going on? They're getting spring fever. I'm like, when you find out, tell me. Because I have been looking. That's the thing. I try to move every season and go to a different venue. Okay. So I want to do something in DC, and I want to do something in Virginia this year and Maryland. So. It's going to be I'm going to tell everybody. It's going to be a pop-up. So it might be in Maryland.
So you heard it first, right here.
I know.
I
was trying to hold that.
Don't hold it. This is exclusive information.
It is
Tell them one more time.
Exclusive to me.
Pop-up.
It's gonna be pop-up. So because I'm investing more time and I'm investing to really get back to why I did it, for the whole networking component. I don't think we network enough, and then we complain about what we don't have, and we're too busy watching what everybody else is getting. But you never know who's in that same space that you're in. But if you come with your clique and you sit with your clique, you're gonna leave with your clique.
Come do the same things with the same people, you get the same stuff
all the time.
And you definitely have to stretch your circle.
You gotta
I believe in having a circle of people that's not just looking like yourself. But I believe in diversity.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
And I strongly believe in that because sometimes, unfortunately, if you have to depend on yours, then it may not happen for you. Sometimes. Right. So that's why I believe in putting those positive people in your circle, and you seem to have that going on. So
I'm still
once you are you still working with what's the young lady?
London. Yes, I'm working with London. She is phenomenal. And really I say that because when she came to me to ask me to be on her team, I was like, me? But whatever she saw in me, I'm like, thank you, because I see that star power and fire in her. I mean, she has opened up for some amazing people. Music Soul Child, Daly, Jagged Edge, Demetri McKinney. She just did K. Michelle. I mean, I booked her in Punta Cana. So, I mean, I told her, we're going to go overseas. I just put it out there, and it's happening.
Yes.
That's right.
And yes.
I know that's right.
I know that's right. What we trying to do? What we trying to do, Tressa? Trying to get on the yacht. That's our whole mission around here, to get on the yacht. You hear me? And wifey just want to sunbathe. So anywhere with beach and bikinis, she want to be there. That's it.
And
white yacht.
That's it. And good food. Good food.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
You know your wife.
So before we go, this young lady did come to the party as well to celebrate. And when I say we had an amazing time.
That's how you do a 50th. I mean, seriously. Every detail, from the favors, the cake, to every detail, to walking in the door, and everything was like a movie.
Yeah, she took
everything.
My favorite. You would appreciate this. She took my favorite movies, which was Antoine Fisher, Life, and what's the third one?
Old Dog.
Yeah, Menace to Society. Mm-hmm. Those are three of my favorite. So they had the poster made and put my face.
I have
on
pictures.
The poster on certain characters to make it look like I was a part of those films.
Yes,
on the table. And then put it on there and had all these things on the table.
All the knickknacks.
Everything said "Stand the Man." It's $50,000, and had a backdrop like this, similar to this, with my name all over it, with spotlight on it, and
it was
spotlight
really nice.
Cakes and mics and this.
Everything was.
It was just amazing.
Did you cry?
Amazing.
No, my wife is amazing. This time it's on you, wifey. I just have to thank you, and take the time to say you made my 50th birthday a pleasure. I was dreading being 50, but then I
don't
was like,
dread
you
it.
know what? This kind of cool. This kind of fly.
Not so bad.
It's not too bad. As long as you
does.
keep yourself up, you can make 50 look
Keep
fly,
up with
right?
your young wife.
I keep you young, baby. But anyway, you want to go ahead. Micheline, she's starting trouble. I'm trying to keep her
I'm not
nice.
married. I'm just gonna stay in my lane. I'm staying in my lane. I'm just.
She's gonna mess around and make something happen. Anyway, you want to give your you want to give your contacts and stuff before we get out of here, because we gotta
Well,
get ready
quick
to
thing,
wrap
I know
it
we
up.
got to wrap up. I do want to
Yeah,
say
man.
that now what I'm doing is I'm doing some PR, I'm doing media, relations. I'm doing a lot of different things to help people build their brand and get out there. So I got to shout out. Yeah.
So you gonna help build up Spotlight?
Sure.
We need some big time sponsorship.
He
so
just
any-
put you on the spot.
Yeah, I
just
had to
like
get her to
that.
say it right here because
On
it's live.
air.
We right here live.
Yeah, so
make sure
there's
she
two
came
things I
back
want
out.
to shout out because I see we got Lavella's in the house, so I'm working with
That's
him
my
and Vernon.
family
for
over
What Your
there.
Man Won't Do. The play
Family,
is coming. to
family.
Lincoln,
Shout out to
March
the homies,
31st.
family.
We got some great things going on with them, and also Barbershop with Monique and is coming to town too in April. So I was given that. Yeah, I was given that opportunity. So I'm doing all the group sales. So I am offering $10 off every ticket plus 10% of the total sales back to your organization or back to you if you want to sell tickets. So make
Yeah,
sure you
we
hit
gonna
me up
help-
because
we
I'm
gonna
trying to
help
blow
put
this out the
something here.
water. This is my first time getting a big play like that that's national, and I already know that with Lavelle and Vernon, this stuff is going to go national too because that's what we do.
I want to take that 2 seconds just to say shout out to this is my cousin, first cousin blood. Love this guy.
First cousin.
We hadn't seen each other forever, and we didn't grow up together, not even really knowing, running around in the same city, been first cousins, not even knowing but not knowing. And so we finally hooked up, and I'm so proud of this guy. He has a stage play March 31st. What Your Man Won't Do at the Lincoln Theater. Make sure you guys get your tickets. They're going fast. You can't have
They
mine.
are going fast.
Um,
You
Over
can't have
600
mine
tickets
either.
or so. Yeah.
Also, these guys are the first ones to give a play here at the MGM Grand, which will be the Giz coming up. When is the Giz, Lavelle? August 18th, you guys. So this is what's going on here in our city. We have things going on. You just have to plug in. So shout out to that whole.
Lavelle
And so
have
he
a
came to the
seat.
party too, and I shut it down real quick. He tried to.
Lavelle, you know what? But
So
I'm
they-
going to
we
be
party,
honest.
though. We
I'm going to be
party.
honest.
He need a Bengay,
Lavelle
too.
is the person that I will take to any party because he stayed on that floor from the time the band started. We had a DJ
Yeah,
and a
DJ,
live band.
everything.
And
So-
that boy parties.
I
So
mean, party hard.
He doesn't dance
He out there
that
doing
good,
electric
but
slide
he
and the
does
two-step.
try.
He had electric slide and the
had fun.
two-step mixed
We had
together
fun.
though, like
We
a
had
two-step
fun.
electric slide, right?
He is going
We
to
had
party
fun.
though.
And so, Ann, I ain't gonna leave you out. Ann, your old ass knees. Ann called me too. Talking about, oh Lord, I need find out
damn, grab the
if we got the
girls.
icy hot.
Okay, you know
So,
what?
we got company. We got
They
company. We got company.
digressing.
So anyway, you guys, thank you guys for tuning in to Spotlight over the city. We cannot say enough about our audience. We love you guys for tuning in. I got to get out of here, getting booted out.
Yeah.
But tune in next week, same time, 7 p.m. Spotlight over the city, and
7
never forget,
p.m.
love hard, live good, God first. Spotlight.
Spotlight.
I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See the superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they Hollywood.